Hello everyone. We've had a very productive morning. Got up, went straight to Castelbranco with our list, and we managed to get everything on that list. We also managed to get a few extra things that we remembered, which we hadn't made it onto the list and would have forgotten. We've got 2 lots of wood, so we needed some panels to do the edges, the corners where all of the boards meet. So we have those panels here. Then we needed some thin nice bendy banana wood, as you can see. This was the best ones they had. Some thin planed wood for the window surrounds.
Yeah.
So that's all of those.
Yeah.
Then we have some insulation for the floor, 1 metre by 50 centimetres by 2 centimetres wide. It was probably half the price we'd seen anywhere else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah, that's exactly right. They were,
Yeah.
I can't remember what price these were, but they were half the price.
Yeah.
So we got these in
bric-a-marche.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the wood at our local timber yard, where we've got all of the other wood.
Yeah.
And then brown paper packages, not tied up with string, are glass for the door and windows.
Yeah. So we've got 3 windows, obviously, because we've got 3 windows, and a door. So 4 pieces of glass, yeah. We were looking at perspex for them, weren't we, originally?
Yeah, the plexiglass.
Plexiglass or perspex, yeah, plastic glass basically. But these real glass, they're 4mm thick, and the door was €17, and each window was about 10. Was it 12?
12.
€12, yeah. Yeah, so €12 and €17, which is about half the price of plastic glass, basically.
Yeah.
So we went with real glass, yeah.
And that's all cut perfectly to size.
Yeah, to our measurements,
yeah,
which are hopefully
perfect to size. Yeah. But the plexiglass would have come in sheets that then needed cutting.
Yeah,
and it's quite tough to cut.
Well, my experience in the past, it's not been easy to cut.
Yeah.
But, apparently it's quite easy, but not from my experience. But there you go. I'm not a plexiglass cutter, so I wouldn't really know. But yes, so we went with real glass, yeah, and it's a good thick glass as well, a good thick quality glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's get this all
unloaded.
So
we'll have to put the polystyrene just away for a couple of days. So we're going to put that into the polytunnel.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start with the smaller woods for the window surrounds, etc. We're going to start cutting those to size.
Yeah.
And then so Elaine can get them painted, and whilst Elaine's painting them, I'll start cutting the boards to go on our edges.
Yep, for the corners.
Yeah. Okay. It's
crack on.
Do you want me to go and get the sander?
No.
I don't know. How does that get through quality control? So, we've got 42, 43, 42 and 3/4, 42 and 3/4.
3 for the 300 man. All right.
42 and 3/4. We've been working on the window stops then. Elaine's been outside doing the painting for the glass frames or the glass beading. Whilst Elaine's been doing that, I've been working on putting these internal frames in. It's basically to stop the window. Elaine calls them window stops, and as the window like closes, it hits up against them like that, and then we can whoops lock the window like that. So we've glued them on, and we've also screwed them in as well, so if there's any warping, well, because it's glued and screwed, there shouldn't be any warping. That's our hope. This will also, these frames, these stops, will also stop the water coming in as well. There is now no gap underneath here, so that should also stop any water coming in, and another reason for using the glue, I suppose, to help a little bit. Just on this one as well, same thing. What we did notice, or what Elaine did notice really importantly, was as I was popping these on and squashing them in with the screws, the glue was pushing out against this window. So we've cleaned up all the glue that was getting squashed out, and left the windows open so it dries, because otherwise what could have possibly happened was the window could have glued shut. So yeah, well spotted, Elaine.
Thank you.
Welcome. So we're going to get on with the last one, well, the third one, because we haven't done anything on the door just yet. So we're going to do exactly the same as this over on that window over there now. Okay, let's get on with that. A few people have asked about these straight lines and why we didn't stagger the boards, why we just had this long straight line going down. We think it was probably looks a little bit nicer having the straight line rather than having all of these staggered boards, but also what it does is it gives us a straight line that we can actually cover now using one of these boards here. If they were all staggered, we wouldn't be able to cover them. So what we could do from the outside is use this board to place it up against there in one straight line, and then from the inside we can also seal the inside as well to make that waterproof with some like foam, expanding foam, and things like that. So that's the job today. We're going to get the outside boards on to cover these lines. I think we got 13, I think it is, yeah, because on the corners as well we're going to put two, one on this side and then one on the other side, so you have two butting up against each other. Then on these obviously they just take the one board just going down. So that's what I'm getting on with now. That's the first one in place then. Got to drill some more holes in and attach it by a few more screws, and then obviously we're going to paint it so it's the same colour as the garden house. But yeah, that's the idea, and then the water should then flow down there and not even get penetrating into there, and obviously we're going to fill it from behind as well. So yeah, is that looking quite good?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice and straight. A bit more texture on the wood as well.
It's quite a nice piece of wood, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got plenty of the protective stain and the stuff that stops the bugs from
that's right.
wood.
Yeah, we've been putting that in.
Plenty of that left as well. So
yeah, I forgot we had that as well. Yeah, so our protective stain didn't come with a bug repellent.
But we got some extra, like some really kill you dead stuff.
Or stop you going into the wood.
Yeah
Stuff. Yeah. Here we are in the house then, in the garden house, and we finished off these frames yesterday. All they're now waiting for, they've been painted, and all they're now waiting for is just to put the glass in, which we also have. But we thought before we put the glass in, what we would do is insulate the whole of the inside. So that's what we're working on today, just getting all of this insulated. We have got masks and we have got glasses. I just took mine out there while I'm doing this bit of filming. But yeah, so we're insulating the whole of the inside today. Then we're going to cover the whole of the inside with a plastic film. I don't know what you call it, polystyrene. No, what's it called?
Plastic barrier.
Plastic barrier. A polythene. Polythene, that's the word. You'll cover it with a polythene sheeting to hold in all of the pieces, and then we can start getting on with the windows. I've also got, oh yeah, all the corners, should I say, all the corners, or wherever there's a gap, we've also filled with the expanding foam as well. So so that's made them a lot more watertight. And we also have to fill all these gaps in with some expanding foam, but we thought we'd get on with the insulation first because that's quite a big job. Although it's going quite quickly. Can you see you behind there?
I can just about see the camera.
Yeah.
Through the fog.
Yeah, that's the promise. It's heat, isn't it?
Oh.
So we'll get on with that then. Okay, back to work.
That's all of the insulation filled in. Darren's just tidying up a little bit. Then he's going to do the spray foam where you can see the little lights coming through the gaps at the roof and the walls. Oh, I'm well sweaty. Wasn't too hot. He was just working with the face mask and then the goggles. And it's really hard to see what you're doing, isn't it, when you've got all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit hot. It is hot. I think it's 33 degrees today.
But it's cool in here when you're not,
Yeah.
when you haven't got all of that on and you're not moving stuff around. But yeah.
Okay. So that's good.
And I think it's even feeling more cool than when we started
Yeah.
because the insulation is doing its job. Good morning, everyone. Yep, days are having to start earlier and earlier now. It's mid-June and today is forecast to be around the 39 degrees centigrade. And from 9 AM it'll be around the 28-30 mark. So there's not an awful lot of jobs that you can get done, you know, lifting and moving stuff around, because it's just too hot, just saps your strength straight away. So I'm awake, I'm up and early, and I'm out. I'm going to water my trees, and then I'm going to check on my tomatoes, and that'll probably be it. Oh, hello. You're back again. Very first blackberry. I know it's only one, but that's the start. You always start with one. Nice little morning snack. Oh wow, very fruity, lovely. Our pumpkin patch seems to be doing quite well. So this is one of the best ones, making its way off, finding where it wants to be. Lots of different shoots in lots of different directions. And courgette just here in front, and then more pumpkins behind and around. And the vine over the well is doing really magnificently. I think there's 2 or 3 in there actually. And then here behind this far courgette back here, I left some radishes to go to seed, and the pods look ready, so I'm going to try picking those, see if I've got some more radish pods, because I don't have any seeds left. So let's get these pumpkins watered. Just spotted this one here as a beautiful flower. It looks like a male flower, just on the long thin stem. You're a weed, get out. So I have to wait and see if anything else is going to come up. But over here, oh sorry, let's just get this weed out. There we go. Right, but over here we have some courgette, and inside there lots of little ants doing all their pollinating, which is producing some nice courgettes. A day or two and I'll be able to harvest them. So there's 3 in a cluster there, all different stages. That's lovely. These are the radish flowers. Really pretty, just a simple little flower. And these are the pods. When they're at this stage and they're green and fresh, they're delicious to eat. Actually nicer than radish most of the time. Juicy, crisp, and then at the end you just get that subtle radish flavour. Really nice. But then if you leave them to dry, we get these dried pods. So these are the guys I'm after today. See if we've got any seeds inside, see if I can plant any more radishes. Oh, here we go. Radish seeds. There's one I opened before. Lovely. So yep, I'll be able to plant some more seeds. Might just do it straight away in the raised beds. Here we go. Lovely radish seeds just out of there. So I'll go and pop them in the raised bed. So this is the veg raised bed that I reviewed the other week. Everything in it is doing really well, especially the pak choi and the lettuce. The marjoram not so much. I've got a little bit more of that I could put in. So I'm going to give it a good water and then put my seeds in. Good job done. The tomato patch, it's got a little unruly. Hope you can see it in this strange morning light. So I'm going to remove some of the bottom leaves. I don't have anything to stake them with yet, although some of them do have some small stakes inside. But there's lots of flowers, lots of fruit, and they're thriving. This one is a Roma tomato, so you can see from the shape here, it's a cooking tomato. Oh, it's a lovely bunch of them just round here. Can I show you them? There we go. This one is a marmande, which is like a large slicing tomato, so they're going to be quite large, hopefully. I did plant some small cherry ones, but I'm not sure what happened with those. I don't seem to have been able to find any little cherry tomatoes. I have been nipping out all the growing shoots, the little side shoots. One of these has like a double shoot on both sides where they come out. But yeah, like this, see? Here, there's a double one, so you've got not one, but two to nip out. Yeah, as I was saying, I haven't seen any of the cherry tomatoes yet. Perhaps none of them made it, but I'll be happy with the marmande and the Romas. I'll just leave all of those leaves and stems that I've chopped off or pulled off, but there's a lot more light and air getting into the plant now, so that should help both with the fruit and with the ripening when it's ready, when it's time. Yep, a little less congested. Always good for everyone, isn't it? I'm out of time now. It's starting to get warm. I just heard the church bell ring 9 o'clock, so that's way longer than I expected to be here, but I do just lose track of time. Haven't got to the tomatoes over in this bed yet, but they're not looking too bad because there's only 2 of them. These, it may not look it, but I have cleared out quite a lot. I've just dropped it all here as a mulch, but they're looking much clearer. The air can get through, the sunlight can get in. I do need to come back down and do these ones at the bottom, but Max needs his breakfast and a walk before it's too hot, and that's it. This is a lettuce I've left to go to seed, just coming into flower, looking quite pretty. And as I was collecting some more water, I couldn't believe the strawberries are on their second round of fruit. So this, I've already had fruit off all of these plants, yet they're all back in flower. Absolutely beautiful. They could do with a little bit of weeding, perhaps tomorrow, but tomorrow is meant to be hotter than today. And they're starting to put out some runners, which is really good, so I can organise them and have double or treble my plants for next year. Okay, that's it for now. Let's go and get poor little Max fed and out for a wander before it's completely sweating. Just spotted this top field where the olives are. Oh, I'm out of breath. Trying to run back to Max. And look at all of those beautiful flowers. It should have been strimmed by now, but we're waiting on a part for the strimmer. And for that, nature thanks you. And it's beautiful. Okay, little Max.